just got here today, but after waiting for almost a month, my CanAuto package is finally here. So this is CanAuto's V3 intake for the 3.0 Supercharged V6. All right, so last month I placed an order, and I want to say a week after I get an email from them saying that they didn't have the one I ordered in stock, but if I wanted to, I could get the Ghost version of their intake, or I could wait until they had the burnt ones in stock. And I decided to wait. I wasn't really in a rush because I already had an IE intake on the car. One of the other reasons why I went with this intake tube here, which looks fucking beautiful, is that it has methanol bungs, which is something I might be looking into later on. But yeah, here it is, and this thing is huge. I think it's 102 millimeters, roughly around 4 inches. So we got 2 meth bungs, and then that little vacuum source or whatever. All right, so here are all the contents, or most of them. You got the couplers and the clamps down here. But yeah, here's the shield, obviously, and then this is the, I guess, the molding that goes on the edge here. And then this is here for the SAE filter. This will clamp into the OEM connector, and then it goes into the filter through this little hole. And then bracket for the shield and some hardware, and then the hardware for the grommets. And then they give you 2 of these connectors for the evap hose, I believe that's what it is. And I'm not sure what these plugs are for, but there was 2 of them in there, but I don't see where these guys go. So the previous owner installed this integrated engineering intake, and sounded great. That's actually one of the reasons why I bought the car. I gave it full throttle, heard the supercharger whine, and I fell in love immediately. But man, this thing is fucking massive compared to that IE intake. All right, so let's compare. IE has been in the game for years, very well known. So their heat shield here is very high quality. I'm not saying that Cap's shield isn't high quality, but there's more to the IE shield than there is to this one. But that's not too big of a deal. All right, so that's the velocity stack for the IE, and here's the velocity stack for the Cap intake. And then you can see the filter. Jesus, this thing is monstrous. All right, well, now let's put this together and then toss it on the car. All right, it's simple. Just fucking put it on. And then you cut it. Now they give you this flexible piece to go in here where the filter, where the intake's gonna be hidden up on, so. And again, they give you plenty. So we just put in what you need and then cut off the excess. All right, so I got the weather stripping on, and I decided to try it using the whole long piece of weather stripping they give you, and it worked. They said to use this instead for this curve here, but I was able to get away with that original long weather stripping piece. So they recommend to put the weather stripping here from the bottom all the way around to out here, and then this will be facing the radiator support, and then this obviously the back of the engine bay. So now I just got to cut it and then mount it onto the car. Before we move on to the car, I got to put in the hardware for the grommets. So this billet piece here that will feed into the grommet goes at the bottom. There's 2 holes here, and this is a M10 bolt, or at least the head is a 10 millimeter socket. So we'll leave it loose for now. That way we can adjust it on the car For doing this install might be different if you have the stock intake, and kind of wish I had the stock intake, but then I'm glad I don't, because then I probably would have paid twice, because I like how this intake looks. All right, so there's a hole here. This is where the IE intake was, or the little bracket for theirs was mounted up to, and it uses this screw here, this flatter one with finer threads. That's for this little welded nut that's on the bracket, and that connects to the actual shield. So, and this one as well, you don't want to tighten all the way, because I believe it's going to be at like an angle, but we'll see. This one's a M4 X, which should just use an Allen key. A lot of room here. Now the hardware that goes into the grommets are thicker than the IE ones, and those two extra plugs that they supplied look like they could be used, but they aren't threaded. So with a little help of WD-40 and a little bit of force, I was able to get those grommets on. The only thing that might be an issue is the fuel line here. They installed theirs on a B8.5 and the fuel line is different. But bam, there you go. But I was right, it's at an angle. Again, it's the same M4 Hex or Allen. I don't even know if that's the right fucking name for it. And we gotta tighten these down here. Ooh, all right. Now just tightening up those two Allen bolts that secure the shield to the radiator support. Now let's move on to the filter. So obviously this goes in here, which is pretty cool. Bam, snaps in place, perfect. And it goes in through that hole on the intake shield. And I guess you put the filter in first. That's it, that's all it is, all it takes. The only thing that it hits up on itself, so. All right, so the filter was touching up on the shield, but I just bent it a little out of the way, and it's good to go. Weather stripping helps with it touching onto parts like the AC line and the body here. All right, now let's install the intake tube. So your velocity stack goes in. All right, this is the coupler that goes onto the throttle body. Obviously, smaller one goes on the end. Blah blah blah, self-explanatory. And then you have these two extra clamps that go on the coupler that goes to the filter. The rest is self-explanatory. Best way to do it is to install the coupler onto the intake tube and then onto the throttle body. Make sure you leave the hose clamps loose. That way you can maneuver the intake for a better fit. Then install the filter onto the intake tube, and you move on to installing the supplied hose onto the stock evap hose and then onto the barb on the intake tube. Once you have the intake in the position that you want it to be, tighten up all the hose clamps. There it is. So first impressions, it's fucking huge. Fitment wise, could be better, but it's on there. And a lot of it has to do with the fuel hose here on the B8s going underneath the intake. So I'll have to do some custom routing and have it not do this weird fucking looping shit. But I mean, there's no kinks on the hose, so it'll be fine. Plenty of room here, and I could push the coupler in more, but it's not touching. Obviously, it kind of hits up down here on the timing cover. There's a little bit of a gap there. And here's another issue that I ran into with this intake. I moved the clamps around, and a lot of it has to do with the shield too, so I bent the shield a little inward. That way I can push the tube down more. So that cleared that issue up. But I am worried that when I do the PCV relocation, that the throttle body spacer is going to push this out. Then I'm going to have to figure something else out. Alright, so I don't know if you can tell, but I can hear the supercharger whine at a lower RPM now. So it's a little more amplified. As where I wasn't hearing it with the IE intake. Nothing against them. I mean, it's just the way it is, right? 4-inch fucking intake tube versus a 3-inch. So the sound is amplified a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But if you're going from stock intake to the can auto intake, then yeah, definitely you're gonna notice a big fucking difference. But all right, cool beans. So that's it for this video. I'm not doing any logs or anything like that, but what I will do is some quarter-mile time comparisons from when I had the IE intake. Now before I do that, I do need to relocate the PVC and fix that coolant leak, and also have a touchscreen radio that I need to install. So if you want to keep up to date with the S4 or any of the other things I cover on this channel, subscribe and hit the bell notification. Also, like, share, and comment down below, as that helps grow this channel. And thanks for watching.